So, Huawei Mate 20. Okay, so like a lot of Huawei devices that we cover, there's a ton packed into the Huawei Mate 20. Probably too much to talk about in just a hands-on video. And I only had about 20 minutes with the device, so it's not like I can give you any definitive answers anyway. I also want to respect your time. So I'm gonna give you the big stuff first. We'll get a little bit into the nitty-gritty, but we'll do the super in-depth stuff in the full review. You've probably already noticed already, but there's this big square camera array on the back of the Huawei Mate 20. And a lot of Huawei phones have had 3 cameras for a couple of generations now, but they've decided to put them in this array that just looks extremely different. And Huawei's always been about design with their Mate series. They always try to make it look a little bit different than all the other phones that are out right now. But this one is definitely gonna be polarizing. What's nice is that those 3 cameras on the back there actually serve some function. You've got a 3x telephoto lens with optical image stabilization. You've got a 40 megapixel lens like we saw on the Huawei P20. And then we've also got this super wide angle lens, which emulates a focal length of about 16 millimeters. So we just saw this kind of all-rounder camera design on the LG V40, but the 2x telephoto lens on there didn't have optical image stabilization. I honestly thought that that was one of its downfalls, so I'm really happy to see that in Huawei's camera. So moving to the front of the phone, we've got a 24 megapixel selfie camera, and that's a lot higher resolution than we see in a lot of other phones on the market right now. You've also got things like an IR blaster and a flood illuminator, and those things are essentially used to create a 3D map of your face for things like face unlock, and Huawei's saying that it's about 30% faster than it was previously. So now that we've moved past the cameras, we can move on to the number 2 big thing in this phone, and that's gotta be the in-screen fingerprint reader. Now we've seen in-screen fingerprint readers in the past. They've generally been pretty crappy. Huawei's Mate RS had it and it was just plain bad. So I'm really hoping that Huawei has improved upon this over time, but we'll have to test it and show you in our full review how good it actually is. Number 3, and probably one of the cooler features in this phone, we've got wireless charging. And I'm not talking about just charging your phone with a wireless charger, though you can do that and apparently it's a lot faster than a lot of other phones right now. But the cool thing about this phone is that you can charge other devices with the Huawei Mate 20 itself. The back of the phone basically just works like a Qi charger, so you can charge other phones, smartwatches, really anything that charges with Qi, which is most things these days. And it's got a 4,200 milliamp hour battery, so you're probably going to have a little bit more energy than your friends or anyone else that you need to charge their device anyway. Now the 4th and probably last huge thing that we gotta talk about here is the new Kirin 980 that's in this phone. Now they announced this chip a little bit back, but this is the first Huawei phone to actually feature the chip. It's based on a 7nm process, it's got about 40% better graphics performance than the Kirin 970, and it's using this new big.little.little architecture, which effectively means that it shifts the big workloads to the larger part of the CPU, and then the smaller workloads can be managed by the smaller other increments of the CPU. Now I don't want to dive too deep into this chip because there's a lot to talk about, but Gary Sims actually made an awesome video about exactly how this chip works and why you should care, so you should go check that out after this video. Huawei's also added a second NPU or neural processing unit to this phone, which helps it do things like image recognition or real-time filters. So we've also got a video on what NPUs are and why you should care, so check that out after the video as well. All right, now that we've finished with all the really big features, we can move on to the other little smaller stuff. So the Huawei Mate 20 Pro is going to come with 6 to 8 gigabytes of RAM, and you'll be able to get it in a 128 or 256 gigabyte storage variants. Now there's no 512 gigabyte storage variant, which is kind of sad to see, but you'll have to get something like a Note 9 if you want to get something that massive. The Mate 20 Pro is also IP68 water resistant, so you don't have to worry about rain. You basically know what that means. You can get it wet, take it in the shower, doesn't really matter. The Mate 20 is gonna come in 5 colors, which is a lot of colors for a flagship smartphone. You've got pink gold, midnight blue, emerald green, twilight, and black. And if you get the midnight blue or the emerald green models, you get this special backing on the phone that Huawei's calling an optical display. It really kind of just looks like a feather pattern or like a tile pattern of some sort. And it kind of makes this scratchy sound when you scratch it that sounds a lot like vinyl. So that was the Mate 20 Pro, but what about the Mate 20? Well, last year the Mate 10 and Mate 10 Pro didn't have that many differences. The changes were like in the display and aspect ratio and whether or not it had a headphone jack. But in the Mate 20, you're actually missing a ton of features that you're getting in the Mate 20 Pro. The Mate 20 doesn't have the wireless charging dock feature. It doesn't have the in-screen fingerprint reader. It doesn't have the 40 megapixel camera. It doesn't have IP68 water resistance. Do you get what I'm saying here? It's missing a lot of the features that the Mate 20 Pro has, and that's a huge differentiation when it comes to why you would actually buy one of these phones. Huawei hasn't actually given us pricing on these two phones yet, but I'm really hoping that they're gonna make the Mate 20 quite a bit cheaper than the Mate 20 Pro, because really all the reasons that you would buy the Mate 20 Pro in the first place are reasons that they're leaving out of the Mate 20. So anyways, that has been a quick hands-on of the Huawei Mate 20 and Mate 20 Pro. I really do encourage you to go check out Gary's videos. They are awesome, super in-depth. And stay tuned to our website, of course, because we're gonna have tons of information on both of these phones. And until next time, I will see you in the full review.